We need more Contender Series now! I can't wait another year for Contender Series to come back around. Dana White, we need 2 seasons of the Contender Series every year. 10 weeks is not enough. Give me 8-week seasons and give me 2 of them a year. I can't wait another year for this. Listen to that spinning elbow one more time. There is non-stop crazy finishes on the Contender Series. These guys aren't in the UFC fighting for some paycheck. They're not in the UFC knowing they'll never be a champion already, and we've got to sit through a bunch of unks and OGs of the game, tit-for-tatting across 3 rounds, trying to get double the paycheck. These are prospects every week fighting for their dreams. And it is absolutely nuts. Every single week this season has been absolutely nuts, and it's reminded me we need more Contender Series. It is the best fight show in the world every week. It's more enjoyable to watch than the UFC. We need 2 seasons a year. Be more strict with the contracts. Dana White is going to talk about here about how he can't do 2 seasons a year. And I understand maybe there's some restrictions. We need to demand more Contender Series. That's what we need to do. These last 2 episodes have been crazy. They just had this moment where these 2 guys went to absolute war with each other on the Contender Series over 3 rounds, and they were calling it like the greatest fight of all time. They posted it on YouTube. It nearly has 1 million views on YouTube. I don't think it was the greatest fight of all time, but it was an absolutely crazy fight that they had on the Contender Series. Let's hear what Dana White has to say about this. And I'm going to go through some of the other things that have happened this season, because that last episode was insane. Let me just talk about Rahiki first. We need to talk about Rahiki first. I don't know if you guys are aware about Rahiki. I'm all over the place with what episode it was and what episode was which. So I'm going to find it here in a second. But this guy, all of these guys are savages. Rahiki at the bottom. I don't know if you guys saw his fight. You have to watch Rahiki's fight on the Contender Series. You have to watch it. He got knocked down 3 times in round 1. Switched off like 3 different times in round 1 by like Malamba, I think his name was. He comes back, he knocks the guy down, he wobbles Malamba back. Malamba drops him again. Genuinely about 5 knockdowns in round 1. The craziest round I've ever seen. I'm calling it right now. Rahiki versus Malamba was the craziest round of MMA fighting I've ever seen. And he comes back to flatline Malamba out cold in round 2 with vicious elbows up against the cage. The amount of prospects that this show has given us throughout the years, Sean O'Malley, people that have gone on to touch championships, O'Malley, Jamal Hill, everyone, Michael Morales, all of these up-and-comers and all of the guys that you see at the top, if they haven't been directly signed to the UFC, which is a rare occasion, they're all Contender Series guys. They're all Contender Series people. I need more. I can't wait until July until I get this again. And no more tough. Cancel the Ultimate Fighter. No more Ultimate. It's done. Ultimate Fighter is done. Even this guy who was on the Ultimate Fighter, Emmanuel Rodriguez, he got more hype from his Contender Series win than he did by being on the entire show of the Ultimate Fighter. It's done. Let's hear why Dana White says there should be no, or there can't be any second series of the Contender Series. And I'm going to disprove those points and find out a loophole, because I need more of this. Anyone who's been tuning in this year knows exactly what I'm talking about. Every single episode is fucking crazy. Every episode is crazy. There might be 1 or 2 fights that are shit. Most of the time, at least 3 out of the 5 fights are either vicious finishes or absolutely crazy wars back and forth. Let it play.
Unbelievable episode, but
sorry about the audio.
Unbelievable season, all in all. I mean, we had an epic war last week. We had some crazy spinning back elbows this week. Give us your thoughts on the season as a whole of Contender Series this year.
I mean, you guys know what I think of this. Show. It's so awesome. I wish we could do more than 10 a year.
You can. Give 16 a year. We got to figure this out somehow. Don't have to be 10 weeks in a row, 8 weeks in a row at the start of the year between February and... Make sure people have Christmas. Give me 8 weeks between March and June. Go March, April, May. 8 weeks. If that would even work. From March until May. Start of March until May begins, I guess, right? 8 weeks of Contender Series. Then come back in September and give me another 8 weeks until November. Split it up a bit. I can't wait a year until we get this again. This can't be only 10 weeks of a 52-week year. Be more strict with the contracts that you give out. I was mentioning this on Twitter earlier. The fights are so crazy. Only give it to the crazy winners. Only give it to the guys who truly show up and give some crazy performances. Because they're going to go on to become stars. You can sign some guy to the UFC and he goes 3-0. He will not have as much hype as a guy who goes on to the Contender Series, has a crazy scrap and scores a crazy KO. Be more strict with the contracts you're giving out and space this out a little bit. Even if they don't get a contract on the first time, bring them back at the end of the year, 6 months later for the second season, the fall. It's full season of the Contender Series. I don't know what the earlier part of the year would be, but they need to figure something out. Dana needs to figure this out somehow. I'm riding high off of that last episode. Let it play.
I wish the talent pool was deep enough, but there are a lot.
It is. And if it isn't, bring him back another episode later. Even if people are going to say, what do you mean you didn't sign him? He had a great performance and he got a rear naked choke in round 3. There's some iffy ones that get signed. And Dana says, fuck it, kid, I'll give you a shot. I love your story, kid. 30-27, you shut him out, you win. Bring them back another time. Bring them back on the later season. Space it out. There is enough talent. Enforce that they're on this show. Pay them more. They deserve more than some UFC fighters. Max Griffin probably earns about $200K a fight. Psh, get rid of them. Cut these cunts. And give the money to the Contender Series. 10K performance bonuses. 5. You gave this fight here. Dana White signed both of them. That's how sick the fight was. He signed both of them. And he gave them a 25K performance bonus each. Dana, give these guys 5K finishing bonuses on the Contender Series. Minimum. That's 25K an episode. You just gave both of these guys 25K in one of the episodes. Finishing bonuses, 5K an episode. That's at maximum. Just something extra. We need to incentivize this. It is insane. Anyone who's been watching this season knows exactly what I'm talking about. It has been absolutely insane.
A lot of things that make this tough. I mean, visas right now are a nightmare.
Figure it out, dude. It's 2025. Figure out fucking visas. And if visas can't work, tell them to work on a tan and just wander in through the fucking Southern American border with a bit of an accent. I know big English, man, and just wander in. And then bring them on the fucking Contender Series in Vegas, dude. However you got to work around this, let's make it fucking happen. Okay? I'm ruining my buzz, but I'm not even upset about it. Let them play some fucking stupid advert about some bullshit that I ain't going to use. I've never been convinced to do anything from an advert. I ain't playing the game. I'm not playing this game ever in my life.
I love it. I don't know what the question was, but I fucking love this show. It's great. These kids come in and they literally let it all hang out. It's very rare that we get a fight in here that you're like, you know what I mean?
You mentioned about I think
there might be one per episode. That's all I'm going to do from Dana White's interview. I'm going to find when he was signing these guys on the Contender Series. It's right around here, right? Let me just go through it from top to bottom for you guys. This guy, Wes Schultz, he's been on there a few times already. He looked quite shit. He gets a Suloev stretch, a banana split. If you don't know what submission that is, it's the one that Zabit Magomed Sharipov got on Brandon Davis. It's the one that Aljamain Sterling got on Cody Stamann, I believe it was. Crazy submission this guy, Wes Schultz, got. One-of-a-kind submission, the first in Contender Series history. That's opening up the card. He gets signed to the UFC. This guy, Oliveira, fights a guy called Valenzuela or some shit. They're scrapping him round 1. Valenzuela's hitting him with some sick shit. This guy puts him out in round 2. 3 knockdowns. Nasty finish in round 2. Sick fight, but they both want a UFC contract. This ain't someone in the UFC that's like, Lucas Almeida showed up for his last fight against Michael Aswell with a broken hand. He's just showing up for a paycheck. He's a vet. He needs payment. He shows up to the UFC. Even that's a crazy fight, but these guys want something. You know? This guy, one of my new favorite fighters, Rahiki. Insane fight. I wish I could play you some of it. Insane. You have to watch this. The greatest round I've ever seen in MMA. Rahiki versus Malamba, round 1. Absolutely crazy fight they had. Malamba rocks him twice in the early rounds. Rahiki seems like the better fighter, but he gets dropped badly twice. He's still spinning while wobbled, nearly gets rear naked choked, escaped out of it. Drops Malamba back, hurts him back with shots, backing up against the cage. Then Malamba gets back up, rocks him down again. Rahiki's down, he chucks himself forward to escape his back being taken onto his back, and then he works his way back up and he's scrapping on the feet again. He gets wobbled. He drops Malamba at the end of the round, starts pouring on shots. Malamba's back up, they're swinging at the end of the round, round 2. Both guys wobbling each other. Rahiki puts him away with nasty Islam Dulatov style elbows. Dulatov's now a star. Into the UFC. From the Contender Series. John Pork. Stop calling me John Pork. I'm sorry. I know it's probably not right that everyone's calling you a pig and John Pork when you're a Muslim guy. That might be a little bit insensitive of us. But he's now John Pork, and it's a success. And I know that was before when Makhachev was introducing him to Demetrius Johnson on his show. But still, this is John Pork, a hyped up guy from the Contender Series. It's a perfect format. I can't wait an entire fucking year for more of it. I cannot wait an entire year for more of it. If you need to do 7 episodes, and that means only increasing it from 10 episodes to 14 a year, please, I need another season. I need there to be another season starting in March or February. God, there's just so much craziness. So much craziness. This guy, Rahiki, you've got to watch his fight with Malamba. Then you've got this guy, Diaz. Juan Diaz. People in the comments are saying the Juan Diaz glaze starts now. This guy, he's going up against some crazy... Kwon was the Korean guy's name, the pretty boy. He's a hyped up Korean prospect. Talking a whole bunch of shit. This guy's small. He has nothing for me. He's got no skills. They give a little build up in before. And the pacing's good. We're not waiting in between rounds while they sit on the side talking about bullshit. Sometimes they do. But they're right back out there. It's like a 3-hour time slot, 2-hour time slot. We got 6 fights. 2 hours, 6 fights. Churn the next one out. 5-minute discussion. Bring the next guys out. No big walkouts. No big promos. But no massive ad breaks. Anything like that. They're just on to the next one. It is insane. And if they're increasing the size of the Apex next year, what better way than to give more Contender Series to make most use of that? You don't even change the canvas between events, but that canvas had blood on it before any fight happened in there. Okay? You don't even change the canvas, you cheap fucks. More contenders. You don't even have to change the canvas. More contenders. Juan Diaz versus Kwon. Crazy first round. Both guys duking it out with each other. Kwon starts to get a bit of momentum at the end of the second. You heard the spinning elbow I played you. You heard this elbow. Look at Dana's reaction. Dana, you know you want this. Find a fucking way to do this. Jesus Christ! And that was only one of many crazy finishes on this card. Many crazy finishes on this card. Juan Diaz is spinning elbow. This guy right here. Then you got this guy, Rodriguez. They had a guy from the other season. It was the final fight of the season. I can't remember the guy's name. I don't think anyone should remember his name. He tried to snooze it up against the cage. He was part of Marab's team. Ray Longo in his corner. He was pushing the guy up against the cage. This guy fucking clobbers him over the behind the ear. Drops him again. Big knee to the face. Puts him down again. Flatlines him to end the season. Dana White even says, thanks, he was stinking up the place. Great job. But we're actively talking about shit like, give us a fun fight. This is what the UFC was built on. And we can justify talking about it that way. Some Dagestani guy was on the other season. I'll try and find him if he was in one of these. He didn't even get signed on this one. So who cares who he was? Some Chechen prospect had a stinker of a decision. They just said, fuck you. Didn't sign him. Good. That's what this is all about. I love this. I love this. And memes are born. Memes are created. I was tweeting about this all day today. We need 2 seasons a year, one early, one late. Be more strict with the contracts. Scrap tough and give us more Contender Series. You got to like this. We need to get this going. Perfect pacing, nice and short viewing session. What is fucking trending on Twitter right now? Jesus Christ. Perfect pacing, nice and short viewing session overall. Everyone fighting for a contract bar a few. Everyone's a prospect. Every time I tune in, there's at least 75% brutal finishes or wars. Another season a year. I need more of this. Immediately, I need more of this. I'll go through some of these other moments as well. This fight was absolutely insane. Absolutely. Fight of the year. One of the fight of the year, without a question. Not fight of all time, but fight of the year for sure. This was an insane fight between these two. Then these guys. John Pork gets signed here at the bottom. A meme is born. You can see the bottom behind my, just below my camera. You know, John Pork is one of the best strikers in the MMA world. Bunch of other sick fights that were on there as well. Guys duking it out. These guys, Martinetti vlogged in. Finishes from these guys. Submission as an upset underdog. Then you got this season that was on. Muhammad Ali. His name is hyped up prospect, Brazilian hyped up prospect, Polish Chad Baraniewski sleeps him in round 1, shuts him off, ruins all the hype for him. McCory doesn't get signed because he's dull against Huang. Just nutty shit. Not Sosa gets signed, crazy story, gets the thing from Dana White with his tattoo on there saying, make me the reason your last name means something someday. There's stars born from this show. This is the O'Malley thing with Snoop Dogg commentator. But now we don't need Snoop Dogg. We also don't need like Anthony Smith commentating either, by the way. But I'm all right with Laura Sanko. I'm all right with Laura Sanko commentating. I just don't even listen. I just watch as the fucking craziest fights I've ever seen happen week after week. You got to tune in. Fuck the Ultimate Fighter. It's done. More Contender Series. Please, for the love of fucking God. This is that one again. Even this. His name's Penis. Promotional value. I was saying stuff, I hope, I know the UFC's run by so-and-so, but I hope they don't cut Pinas. I was immediately making jokes. Pinas just unloaded shots all over so-and-so's face. And Pinas is now John Jones's favorite. Pinas is John Jones's favorite now after that performance and all of this type of stuff. John Jones was heard glazing Pinas backstage after the Contender Series win that he had, This guy Alvarez fought an African prospect, a monstrous African prospect, one of the best prospects out of Africa, tanked his shots and slept him. In round 2, this guy Alvarez, Charles Jourdain's little brother, Louis Jourdain, I think his name is, been around, been injured. He had a sick fight with a Fighting Nerds prospect. And you're seeing guys in the corner. You're seeing Charles Oliveira in the corner. You're seeing Caio Baralho in the corner. The last one we had, Aljo was there. Ray Longo's in the corner. And there was a bunch of prospects. Or UFC known fighters are showing up in the background. They're in there. They're his cornermen. This guy, Blinky, he hasn't got his glasses on. He's losing maximum aura points. But Curtis Campbell, promotable beyond belief, Scouser, great prospect, one of the best prospects in the sport in my opinion, especially in the lower weight classes. Destroyed his opponent, an African prospect, in round 1, brutally finished him in round 1, knee to the face against the cage, followed up with some ground and pound. Blinky, as he's been named by my community. A star is born. Get that man his pink fucking shorts. You know what I mean? And not his fucking shorts. Those are a different pair of shorts that he wears. But just get that man his pink shorts. You know what I mean? Crazy. I'll do the predictions tomorrow. I need this. I need more of this. I need it every week, Dana. What does he even say anything extra here? Just to chuck on some stuff.
I think it was the most contracts ever given out for a season this year. What do you attribute that to? Is that basically just the talent pool out there is getting better, so the fights in here are getting better? Or why do you think more contracts are getting handed out at the moment for this year?
It's a good question. I don't know. Listen, obviously the talent, the show, the sport, everything evolves and gets better. And I think the mindset coming into this competition now, people understand what it's going to take to get signed. And maybe that's it.
No. Yes, though. There is a part of it that's that. But also, don't give out that many contracts. I know some of them had to get contracts, but some of them he was just letting through. Bring him back on the next season. Now the fans know him. Torres Finney became a meme. I know he had a shit debut in the UFC, but he became a meme because Dana kept stringing him along on the Contender Series. That's why the 2-season system is fucking perfect. Because if they don't do enough, but they win on the earlier season that year, bring him back later that year. Bring him back on the next season. People will know of them, and then give them a prospect from the regional scene. See if they can get through him. That's what they just did with the guy in the main event of this one that got slept out cold, by the way. He was on a previous one. He won, but they didn't really like it, so they didn't sign him, but they said, we'll bring you back for another one. Got slept. More of that. I need more of this shit. It was a crazy, crazy episode. Last few episodes have been the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Toodle Pip. I'll see you later. More Contender Series. This is the best shit ever. Goodbye.